Just across the Cumberland River from those neon lights of Broadway, we welcome you inside Nissan Stadium here in Nashville. Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. This one taken at the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. The first carry for the Spartan, Kenneth Walker.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. Howell. He's going to take a shot down the field. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him and will bring up third down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast. And tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it's going to be fourth down. Here comes Jackson on the return. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Willis to throw. That caught Tony Pollard. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
Here comes third and 6.
Let's go now.
Hopkins sent in motion.
Go.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Oh, a bad decision there. Off his back foot, it's intercepted. That's the safety, Jimmy Ward. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. And the defense comes up with the first points of this one. It is a pick 6 to make it a 6-0 lead.
And, Mike, we talked all week which offense was going to be able to strike first and play with the lead. Well, the defense, they had other plans. They're able to put the first points on the board by capitalizing with that pick 6.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This is fielded inside the 5. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Willis. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
I think all of us up here in the booth were curious, how is this quarterback going to bounce back following the pick 6? And, a lot of guys come back and they're very conservative and they just want to dink and dunk because they're scared to throw another pick. Well, we found out pretty quickly. Not this guy. He's going to continue to attack the ball downfield, and he's looking to make big plays any chance he gets.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. To throw is Willis. He's got his tight end. That's a Okonkwo. A pickup of 21 on that connection. 1st down for Tennessee.
So just think, a couple minutes ago, we see a pick 6. The last thing you want to do is on the next time you step in the huddle is go 3 and out. So that's a big conversion. Now they got to find a way to get some of this momentum back, go down and get some points, and let everybody move past that pick 6 we saw in the last possession. The size, the speed, and the strength of this defensive tackle was on full display, Mike. He defeats the block, strikes the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. He's able to bring him down, keep it to no gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Throwing, Willis. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Throwing, Willis. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And a good short tackle right. Stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. And the Titans are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. First and 10. They'll throw with Howell. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Back to throw. Howell. He'll get this to the veteran tight end, Noah Fant.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
He'll get out of bounds, a gain of 8, and that's going to be good enough for a first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
To throw is Howell. This one complete to his tight end, Fant. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. Everyone talks about being balanced. But as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigba. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's second down. Lockett headed in motion. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Titans will take over here just past the 30. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. He'll look for Pollard out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Yes, you have to operate out of the backfield like a traditional running back. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
They send Ridley in motion. Third and 5. Willis now to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. You can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And he shows off a little footwork, winding his way for a run of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Now Willis. Now a screen. Here's Pollard. Down inside the 10. And he'll be taken down. And that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. They've got it at the 8. First down and goal. Willis now to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Riq Woolen.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
And he's fighting to get free. A lot of work there for a gain of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Howell. Outright Smith and Jigba has it. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Now it's Howell. That's caught. It's Kenneth Walker. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
This one complete downfield to Walker.
The key to this play is all the pass protection. When you allow your running back to fast release and get out, you're down one pass protector, so the offensive line knows, hey, we're on our own here, and they gave the quarterback and that back enough time to get downfield and picks up.
The ball comes out. The Titans have got it. In the pocket, looking to throw the ball, but the defense was looking right at the ball. They knock it away and come up with the turnover.
Mike, we see so often a quarterback is so focused, keeping his eyes down the field, looking for one of his receivers to work himself free, that they lose track of where the defenders are, and I think that's exactly what happened here. The defender closed on him quicker than he might have thought, knocks the ball loose, creating the takeaway.
Here's a 2nd and 6. To throw, here's Willis. Connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. They run it straight ahead with Pollard. He's got room to the 45. Tony Pollard. And he will dive into the end zone. 70 yards. Touchdown, Tennessee. The extra point, up and good. And the Titans are on top. It's now 10-7. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Throwing is Howell. This finds Smith and Jigba along the sideline.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Howell. He'll get this complete to Walker. 11 yards on the pass there. It's good for a Seahawks first down. He'll drop to throw. Connecting with the tight end. That's Fant. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect. For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder, Kenneth Murray. And the Titans are going to get the football at their own 23. They send Ridley in motion. The drive starts. It's a carry by Pollard. And not a whole lot there. Up to about the 25. They'll come up on a second down and 8. Throwing is Willis. And that is brought in. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 75 yards. Touchdown, Tennessee. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 2. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Back to the air once more on second down. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. And he will score. DK Metcalf. Touchdown, Seahawks. Touchdown number 9 for the year. Myers now to add the PAT. It's up and good. And the Seahawks are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Willis. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. That's the safety, Jimmy Ward.
Look, Mike, the reality here is that he's just not seeing the field the way that he needs to. Now, give credit. A big part of this is the defense doing an excellent job disguising its coverages all game long. Just before the snap, when he thinks he has the answers, the secondary changes the questions, and they've been rewarded with 3 picks for their effort.
On the set. 19 tight. 19. Here we go. Set. 19 right.
They'll throw with Howell. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Chuck Clark. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum build.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Oh, he puts another ball up for grabs, and this one's also intercepted. Picked off by Chidobe Awuzie.
You know, Mike, we're seeing both these offenses come out here and play a little fast and loose in the passing game. The last 2 throws for each team, both resulting in an interception. Now, don't get me wrong. Neither of these secondaries is going to complain. They'll happily feast on those type of throws the rest of the game. But I get a sense on these next 2 drives, come out here, establish the run, dose of ground and pound. Let's settle things down offensively and regroup for the rest of this game.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. That is caught by the tight end, Jig Okonkwo. Touchdown Titans. Extra point attempt still to come. His kick is good. And the Titans add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This returnable from the 4. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Howell. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. Picked off by Chidobe Awuzie. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So we reach halftime in what has been, to this point, a one-sided game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. This will be returned from the 6. Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of mid.
Ready up. Come 19. Come 19. Ready.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
Third and 6.
Warrior 70. Set.
Throwing, Willis. That's taken in by Burks. 12 yards on that hookup. That's good for a Titan first down.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
Trying to catch the defense off guard with this designed quarterback run. Doesn't go down for a sack, but either way, defense was ready for it, able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Panther 11. Panther 11. Hut, hut.
Throwing, Willis. And this is going to be incomplete. That's great work to get in there and make things difficult defensively, setting up a fourth down. The Titans punting unit comes out to the field, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. To throw is Howell. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. And that one is caught. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
They'll look to throw. This is caught at the 2.
Here we go. Set. Go.
Here's Walker. And he's going to get stopped in the backfield. They'll take him down at the 3-yard line.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Kenneth Walker out of the backfield. And now, 3rd and goal coming up.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Here we go.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have. And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit that they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Now return coming from the 7. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. They'll give it to Pollard to start this drive. And that'll go for a gain of about 4. Devin Witherspoon up from the secondary to make the play. Here's 2nd and 6. Willis now to throw. He's going to get it to Okonkwo. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Mike, think back to our conversation during the break. We've kind of both asked ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second half? Well, it took exactly one play to get our answer. They continue to get chunk plays like this. This thing could get out of reach fast.
Calvin Ridley was the intended receiver, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. From the gun, they'll give it. It's Pollard. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. They send Ridley in motion. And that is incomplete.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
And that one not placed as well as he had hoped. It's all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Howell. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
This one complete to his tight end, Fant. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Now it's Howell. It'll be Smith and Jigba bringing it in. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. They'll look to throw again. And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Kenneth Murray.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
On the RPO, a pass taken by Ridley. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Titans sending out their punter as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Throwing is Howell. Sending it downfield for Fant. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Howell. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame. And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide we're just going to air it out first, second, third down. All 3 incompletions, and now brings up fourth down, and barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. Sending it downfield for Fant. Still going. And he's going to take this one all the way. 80 yards. Touchdown, Seattle. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance. But can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. To throw is Willis. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. To throw, here's Willis. He'll tuck it and take off. Oh, and he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. They'll pick up 23 on that one. First down for Tennessee. Out of the gun, they give it to Pollard. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat, take over.
Throwing is Willis. He'll look deep here for Burks. And he's got it. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be first and goal.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
Here's Spears. And he's going to go backwards on that one. They take him down back at the 6-yard line.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Second and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. They send Ridley in motion. And that is not going to work out as planned. Maybe a tough spot to try to run a play like that. Either way, it's blown up back behind the line of scrimmage.
It's third down and goal to go.
So the last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. Now Willis. And this ball incomplete on third down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. And this one is hauled in. What a grab. And he will take this one in. 75 yards. Touchdown, Seattle.
Well, it seems this game is kind of getting to the point, Mike, where it's defense optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having their way with their opponent. They're going up and down the field, and after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. A return now from the 4. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Begin with a zone read. He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play.
The key to running the read option, Mike, is that the timing has to be just right. If it's too slow getting going, a lot of the times defenders can get in the backfield and cause havoc, and that's exactly what happened here.
Warrior 70, go! Rattler, 18 Rattler. Panther 11, Panther 11. Hup.
Willis. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Hup, go. Unlock Lion, unlock Lion.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this.
Set. Viking 18.
They send Ridley in motion. They'll drop to throw. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
Set.
3rd and long.
Hey, smash. Hey.
Willis to throw. And, after the catch, he's hit, and the ball is out. And that was very nearly a disaster at this juncture of the game. But fortunately, a teammate able to cradle it, and they keep possession.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey, guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
He's going to pick up a Titans first down. That'll be a gain of 15 on 4th down.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Victory formation, defense powerless to stop. And that should just about do it.